Get ready, start. Honorable members, keeping in mind the global requirements and challenges of the 21st century, the government has announced the National Education Policy. For the first time, students have been given the freedom to opt for the subjects of their choice under the National Education Policy. Students have also been provided the option of challenging their subjects or streams in the middle of a course. Under the Pradhan Mantri E-Vidyalaya, my government has developed the Diksha online portal as one nation, one digital platform for school education. Ever sensitive towards safeguarding the interests of the students, my government has also successfully conducted the JEE and NEET examinations in order to prevent the loss of an academic year. My government believes that the journey of the most deprived section towards social and economic development begins with access to quality education. More than 3 crore 20 lakh such students are benefiting from various scholarship schemes of the government. These include students belonging to the scheduled castes, backward classes, forest dwellers, and tribal community and minority communities. It is the endeavor of the government to ensure that maximum number of eligible and needy students are able to avail the benefit of the scholarships. Along with this, the central government's share in the funding of post-matric scholarship scheme for scheduled caste students is also being enhanced. Similarly, the network of Eklavya model residential schools is being expanded to cover every tribal dominated block to facilitate the education of tribal students. So far, more than 550 such schools have been sanctioned. Along with improvements in education, the emphasis of my government is also on simplifying and streamlining the recruitment process for jobs. The youth have benefited greatly from discontinuation of interviews for recruitment to Group C and Group D posts. By setting up the National Recruitment Agency, the government has freed the youth from the inconvenience of appearing for multiple examinations. Following the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Biswas, my government is prioritizing the development of all sectors and all sections of the society. To alleviate the hardships faced by Divyangjans, thousands of buildings, public transport, buses, and railways have been made accessible. About 700 websites have also been made accessible for Divyangjans. Similarly, to provide better facilities and equal opportunities to transgenders, the Transgender Persons Act has been implemented. A development and welfare board development oriented schemes are being implemented on priority by my government in 112 aspirational districts which have fallen behind in the race for development. It is my privilege this evening to greet you all, my fellow citizens at home and abroad, on the 30th anniversary of our independence and to convey to you my good wishes. It will be my endeavor as the first servant of the people to exert myself to the utmost for the service of our people and our country. I hope to return in some humble way the affection and regard I have enjoyed from all sections of society for 45 years of my political life. 30 years have gone past since we become free. The events of the recent past have proved the maturity of thought, confirmed our belief in the democratic way of life. Today, we can hold our heads high as the world's largest democracy. This by itself is not enough, and if the democratic way of life is to last, we must look inwards and examine our thoughts and actions. The democratic way of life must result in a rapport between the mass of our people, particularly those living in the rural areas, our political mentors, and the administration. Life for our long suffering people, many of whom live well below the subsistence level, can have no hope unless it has substantial inbuilt economic and social substance. Only then can we mobilize our enormous human resources to actively participate in the task of nation building. We have, in these last 30 years, experienced success and failure, happiness and sorrow. We have yet to end poverty, ignorance and disease, and equality of opportunity. The ambition of the greatest man of our times, Mahatma Gandhi, was to wipe tears from every eye. Our work will not be complete until this noble objective has been achieved. India lives in the villages, and these simple folk are our richest heritage. The 5 year plans for socio-economic development have no doubt yielded some result, but has their impact been substantial? Have the benefits of planned development percolated to the remote village and the weaker sections of society? Until I assumed the office of President of India, I was a Kisan working in the fields in sun and rain. I know at first hand the difficulties which millions of our countrymen face even in obtaining the basic necessities of life like drinking water, facilities for education and health.